So let's find a comfortable seat. Extending, or actually, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Gotta get myself grounded. All right, let's begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. And bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can gently float the hands down, keeping your eyes closed or just having your gaze downward. Extend the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibration. Allow the vibrations of the mantra to connect you, connect us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice. Something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness to the breath. Allow each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And with your exhale, gently contract the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to expand and the ribs to gently open, reaching out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, contracting and relaxing. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the lungs with each exhale. Continue this full deep breath and gently bring your hands to your heart. Take another full breath in. And as you come to your next exhale, extend the palms out in front of you, or the arms out in front of you, palms together. Inhale, open the arms wide, lifting the heart. Exhale, bring the palms together over the head. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, extending the arms out. Inhale, opening with gratitude. Gather in all that is offered with your exhale. Inhale, bring it into your heart. Take as much as you need. Exhale the rest into the world. Inhale, open with gratitude. Draw in all that is offered. Bring it into your heart. Take what you need. Send the rest into the world. Continue following this pattern with the breath on your own rhythm. Let's do one more full round. And the next time you find your hands at the heart, go ahead and stay there. Keeping the pinky fingers and thumbs gently touching can open up the rest of the fingers into the Lotus Mudra. Envisioning all that you need in this moment coming down into the lotus, filling up your heart and your spirit, helping you feel grounded, at peace. Gently bringing the fingertips back together, sealing that in. And then gently floating the hands down when you're ready. Bringing your awareness to the right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together. Bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart. Looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down, gently open your eyes. If you'd like to switch your legs or change your position at all, please go ahead and do that. Excuse me. With your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. And exhale, press the shoulders back and down. So go ahead and continue with inhaling the shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, pressing the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Once more, lift and squeeze. And back and down. So we'll inhale the palms in front of the chest, or the hands in front of the chest with the palms facing down. Tuck the shoulders back and down. Lifting the heart. Gently squeezing the shoulder blades. Go ahead and hold here for a moment. It looks like I have some more. Oh, okay. Good. Now let's press the elbows back toward each other. Lifting the heart, gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. Bringing out any tension in the center of the shoulders. And then open the arms wide, turning the palms up. Lift the heart, Gently squeezing the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. If it feels okay, you can flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. Then we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, lifting the elbows up to shoulder height. Gently squeezing the arms together, opening through the upper back. You can press the elbows gently away from you, if that feels okay. And gently lowering and lifting the elbows if it feels all right for your shoulders, adding a little extra stretch. And then with your next inhale, if it feels okay, you can lift them up a little higher, gently arching back. And exhale, folding forward, letting the weight of the arms really help to stretch and open the back. And then we'll come back to the center. Unwrap the arms, open wide. And then bring the left arm over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeezing the arms together, breathing into the upper back. Neck and jaw are soft. If it feels okay, you can gently lower and lift the elbows. And again, if it feels okay with your next inhale, lifting the elbows a little higher, gently arching. And then folding over, letting the weight of the arms gently open the upper back. And with your next inhale, lift up tall, unwrap the arms, and float the hands down. Roll the shoulders up and back and down. And then let's interlace the fingers, pressing the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward, drop the chin, round the spine. With your next inhale, lift the palms up, gently arching. Exhale, rounding, pressing through the palms, belly draws back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, leave the palms up and just drop the chin toward the chest. Softening the elbows, roll the upper corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. Bringing out any tension through the trapezius muscles across the shoulders and into the neck. Allow the jaw to be relaxed. Releasing a little more through the back of the neck if that feels okay. And again, if it's okay for your shoulders, you can press the palms up a little higher. With your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Take a breath in and out. Then let's bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the right, head comes around left. Lift the heart with the inhale. Gently twisting through the ribs with your exhale. Hold and breathe. Keeping the left hand on the knee. With your next inhale, bring the right arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Right hip drops toward the mat, lifting the heart, fingertips reaching across the sky. With your next inhaling breath, lift up tall, and exhale, come back to the center. Taking a breath in and out. And bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist to the left, head comes around last. Lifting the heart with your inhale, gently twisting through the exhale. Hold and breathe, finding that edge between flexibility and inflexibility. With your next inhaling breath, lift the left arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Left hip drops toward the mat, lifting the heart, fingertips reach across the ceiling. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, float the hand down, coming back to the center. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. And we'll scoot our feet down toward the end of the mat. Lengthening the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Let's think about flexing the feet, pressing the heels away from us, and then we'll engage the quadriceps, drawing the kneecaps up. If it feels okay, you can gently lift the heels off the floor, being careful not to hyperextend the back of the knees. Engaging both the inner and outer quads. Think about reaching through the heels, pressing back through the hips as you lengthen through the crown of the head. And with your next exhale, gently soften. Go ahead and take your strap or sash if you would like. We're going to wrap that around the bottom of the feet, lengthening the spine tall. You can gently wrap the hands around the strap just to give you a little better traction on holding it if you would like. Lengthening the spine up tall. Let's think about pressing the pelvis, the tailbone back, tilting the pelvis forward. You can keep your knees slightly bent, lengthening through the spine, and then gently pulling the torso forward with the strap. So not really worrying about getting the head down toward the knees, but really thinking more about the traction that we're pushing the feet away, reaching back through the hips, and then just gently pulling the spine out with a nice long back. Notice what happens with your neck. It's kind of a habitual pattern that we have. Sometimes we are dropping it toward the chin. Sometimes we're pulling it back. So see if you can let the back of the neck be nice and long and follow the extension of the spine. So the chin is a little bit tucked toward the throat, but not dropped at the chest. Notice where you feel that tightness or tension in the back of the legs and send the breath there. Gently letting go. I just noticed I was really holding on to my hips. And when I said let go, I did. If you want to walk your hands a little closer up on the strap, feel free to do that. Your next exhale, gently release a little more if that feels okay. And then with your next inhale, let's lift up tall. We'll remove the strap. Go ahead and place it somewhere that when we lay on our backs, you'll be able to reach it. So bring your hands behind you, fingertips facing the hips, and we'll work with either inclined plane or reverse table. So for inclined plane, we'll point the toes, lifting the hips here. For reverse table, we'll bend the knees, bring the feet hip width apart, and lift here. So finding which version feels comfortable for you today. Keeping those elbows gently bent and kind of pulling those shoulder blades back toward each other. With your next inhale, let's press the hips up high, making sure we don't lock the elbows. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. And with your next exhale, gently lower down. And we'll shake out the wrists. And then let's roll the rest of the way onto our backs. Tucking the shoulders under. Gently scanning up the body. Noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. And remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthen through the neck. Soften gently around the hip. Let's gently make some circles with the ankle. And then reverse the circles. Now take hold of the strap and gently hook it underneath the sole of your foot. And we'll extend the leg up just as far as feels okay. So think about dropping that right hip down and gently pulling down on the strap to root the leg into the ground. I know sometimes what happens is we're holding on those muscles in the glutes and we're kind of pushing up. So thinking about letting go, reaching through the heel, lengthening the back of the leg as far as feels comfortable for you. Think about where this leg extension feels good too. It could be out here, it could be over your head, anywhere in between that feels comfortable for you. Just trying to push up through the heel as you gently pull down through the strap. Again, releasing through the back of the leg and rooting the hip. Take one more breath here. Then we're going to bring the strap into the left hand, and you can wrap the strap around the hand if that feels better. Right arm is going to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And as you come to your next exhale, we're gently going to drop that leg over the left side of the body, lifting the right hip off of the mat. Left elbow comes to the floor, and then we're going to let the weight of the leg release into the strap. If it feels okay, you can turn your vision toward your right arm, just as far as feels okay for your neck. Try to release the muscles around the hip. With your next inhale, let's use the strap to come back to the center. We'll switch hands, wrapping the strap around that right hand. And we're going to bring that right elbow to the mat, dropping the leg out to the right, just as far as feels okay. And I didn't space myself very well, so I have a couch in the way. I'm going to move over a little bit. Here we go. Really thinking about releasing the inner groin and releasing the outer hip muscles to allow the leg to soften and relax while the arm and hand are supporting the weight of the leg through the strap. Taking a breath in and out deeply. See if there's anything else you can let go of. And with your next inhale, using the strap, gently bring the leg up toward the sky again. We'll bend the knee, releasing the strap. And then let's bend the left leg and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You can stay here, gently pressing that right knee out to the side if that feels okay. Or you can lift the left foot off the floor, taking hold behind the hamstrings or over the top of the shin. Gently flexing that right foot as you draw the left knee toward the body just as far as feels okay. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Soften through the shoulders and send the breath to the right hip. Releasing any worries or frustrations stuck in the hip, allowing them to float away on the breath. And we'll gently release the foot, bringing it back to the mat. So if you'd like to, you can work with a bridge pose in this position, again, working to open that hip a little more. So tucking the shoulders under, arms alongside the body, we would lift the hip here. If that feels like it's too much and doesn't feel good on the hips, go ahead and bring the both feet down. And we'll do a couple we'll do 3 breaths with bridge pose, coming up and down. So either with the leg crossed or both feet down. With your inhale, scoop the pelvis, gently lifting, pressing the hip high. And if your ankle's over the leg, gently let that right knee fall out to the side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And let's extend the right leg out. We'll draw the left knee into the chest, lengthening through the spine, shoulders tuck under, softening the muscles around the hip. We'll make some gentle circles with the ankle. And reverse the circles. Then gently finding the strap, wrapping it around the arch of the foot. We'll take hold of it as you press through the heel, lengthening the leg up again, just at whatever angle feels comfortable for you. Think about dropping that left hip into the mat as you reach through the heel, gently pulling down with the strap just as far as feels okay. Notice if there's any tightness or tension that you can gently soften around. Sometimes you can lengthen the low back a little bit as well as a way to get a little more extension here. Now let's bring the strap into the right hand, gently wrapping it around the hand if that feels good. Left arm will fall out to the side, palm facing down. And we're going to drop the left leg over the right side of the body. Right elbow comes to the mat, releasing the weight of the leg into the strap. Vision toward the left arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Softening around the hip. Gently letting go. And we'll gently use the strap to bring the leg back to the center. And we'll switch hands. Bringing that right arm out to the side as you gently lower the left leg out to the side. Left elbow comes to the floor and release the weight of the leg into the strap. Releasing through the inner groin and the outer hip. And with your next inhale, gently come back to the center. Let's release the strap. And we're going to cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Again, gently pressing the left knee out to the side if that feels good, and you could stay here or lift the right foot off of the floor. Take hold behind the hamstrings or over the top of the shin. Gently flexing the left foot as you draw the right knee toward the body. Lengthen through the neck, tuck the shoulders under. Breathing into the left hip. Gently letting go of any anger or anxiety stuck in the hip. Allowing it to float away on the breath. And we'll gently let go. Bringing that right foot to the mat. Again, we'll work with bridge pose. You can have leave the ankle on the thigh where it is, or again, bring that left foot down if that's too intense for your hips today. Tucking the shoulders under, arms alongside the body. With your next inhale, scoop the pelvis, gently rolling the spine up. If your ankle is over the thigh, gently press the knee out as far as feels okay. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Let's bring both knees over the torso, hugging them in. Asana. Breathing into the low belly. And rock a little side to side if that feels good on your back. And you can either roll to your side, pressing up with your hands, or slip your hands behind your knees, kick your feet over your head, and gently rock up. Let's come on to our hands and knees. Again, if you'd like some padding underneath your knees, please go ahead and add that. Being on the carpet, I don't need it as I did at the studio. All right, we'll bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Soften the elbows so the inner elbows are facing each other. Shoulders tuck back and down, head extends out, belly muscles draw up toward the back. Let's take a breath in and out. With your next inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath, strengthening on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, come back to table pose. Let's extend the right leg out behind us, dropping the right hip down, flexing the foot, reaching actively through the heel, engaging all the muscles of the leg, and trying not to collapse onto the left hip. Keeping the right elbow slightly bent, lift the heart, and if it feels okay, you can lift the leg a little higher. And again, if it feels okay, you can extend the left arm out. We'll float the left hand down, draw the right knee in, rounding the spine. Take a breath in and out. And we'll lower the right knee down. You can shake out that right wrist a little if you need to. Softening those elbows, we'll reach back through the left leg, dropping the left hip slightly so the hips are parallel to the mat, flexing the left foot, reaching through the heel, engaging all the muscles of the leg. Again, trying not to collapse onto the right hip. Lifting the leg a little higher if that feels okay, lifting the heart. And again, reaching out the right arm this time if that feels okay. Really drawing the center of the body together, engaging the core. And then we'll lower the hand down around the spine as you draw the knee in. And we'll lower the leg down. Let's tuck the toes under, press our hips up and back into downward dog. Soften the knees, hips press back, head falls between the arms. Knees are soft as you reach back through the spine. Can drop one heel and then the other. That feels okay. Gently stretching a little more through the calves. Then reaching back through both heels and through the hips, really lengthening the spine. Let's press through the toes, shift the weight forward, coming into plank. Head extends out, belly draws up, elbows are soft. Engaging through the quads. If that feels like too much today, go ahead and drop the knees down and really work on strengthening through the upper body, keeping the back nice and long. Let's do one more breath. And then we'll gently lower the rest of the way down. And go ahead and grab your strap. So you have that handy. We'll start with the hands underneath the shoulders. Zipping the legs together, pressing the pelvic bone down into the mat. With your next inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, gently lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now, if it feels okay, you can go ahead and take the strap and place it, your hands on it as far apart as feels comfortable for you. We're going to roll the shoulders back, and this time with your inhale, we'll reach back with the hands. If it feels okay to have your hands interlaced and it doesn't hurt your elbows, you can do that as well. Otherwise, go ahead and use the strap to keep those protected. So with your inhale, lifting, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Once more, lift. This time, if it feels okay, hold and breathe. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades toward each other, lifting through the hands. And with your next exhale, lower down. Releasing the strap. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders. And let's press the hips back into child's pose or into reclined puppy. Whichever version feels best for you and your knees. So whichever position you choose, let's have the head resting, the forehead resting on the mat or hands or stacked fists, allowing the back of the neck to release. And you can envision wherever your forehead is touching, that it's beginning to soften the muscles in the forehead and send gentle warmth throughout all the muscles of the head. And breathe into the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. And with your next inhale, let's gently roll up, shoulders up and back and down. And let's tuck the toes under, gently stretching the bottom of the feet. Again, if that doesn't feel good to be sitting back on your heels like this, you can be forward on the hands and knees, or you can also be in a kneeling position, working on stretching the bottom of the feet here. And then we'll shift all the way onto the feet, coming into Uttanasana, forward bend, bringing the feet about hip width apart. You can have your hands on the block or floor or legs. Soften the knees. And then gently lift through the sitting bones. Try not to lock the knees, but really working on lengthening through the hamstrings. You can release through the back of the neck as much as feels comfortable. Now let's drop the hips, coming into Utkatasana chair pose. Bringing the hands to the heart, shoulders are back and down. We'll add a little twist today if that feels okay. So you can stay here, or you can twist the left elbow toward the outside of the right knee, or bring that left wrist toward the outside of the right knee. And open up either here with the nice wide arms, or if it does feel okay to do that elbow, you can keep the hands at the heart, or again, open here. So lengthening through the spine. Take one more breath. And with your next inhale, we'll come back to the center. And then we'll switch to the other side. So again, the right elbow on the outside of the left knee, or the right wrist, opening up, finding whichever version feels comfortable for you in this moment, or staying with chair pose, facing forward. Let's take one more breath. And we'll come back to the center, hands at the heart, and fold over. Again, hands on the floor or legs or block, lengthening through the spine. And with your next inhale, let's sweep the arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's come up to the front of your mat. And we're gonna work with Virabhadrasana 1. So we'll step back with the left foot, but keep our hips facing the front end of the mat. We'll inhale the arms up over the head, and exhale, bend that right knee, stacking the knee over the ankle. If it doesn't feel good to have for your shoulders to have your arms up here, go ahead and bring the elbows out to the sides into cactus pose. And if that doesn't feel okay either, go ahead and have the hands at the heart. So think about pressing into the front foot, and let your right hip come back, left hip come forward. And then gently lift the spine, arching. So you're rooted and lifting at the same time. And with your next inhale, we'll gently straighten the leg, float the hands down. You can interlace the hands behind the back. You can also use the strap here like we did when we were on our bellies. We'll roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, extending the arms as much as feels okay, or just letting them rest on the low back or on the buttocks. With your next exhale, fold over, pressing that right hip behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen, strengthening through the back. Exhale, fold. Hold and breathe here if that feels okay. Think about lengthening through the back of your neck, pressing your right hip back, letting the ribs come toward the thigh if that feels okay. And again, if it feels okay for your neck, you can gently drop the head down. Then let's float the hands down to the floor, bending that front leg. You can have blocks under the hands too if that feels better for you. Then we'll gently lift the left leg behind us. You can stay here. You could come up onto fingertips, or finding a focus spot for your gaze. If it feels okay, you can lift up into arrow warrior. Ooh, I'm a wobbly warrior today. One more breath. And we'll lower the hands down and gently lower the leg down, softening those knees, letting the ribs come toward the thighs, softening the back of the neck. And extending the hips up if that feels okay. And with your next inhale, sweeping the arms out and up, palms together. And exhale, hands to the heart. We'll take a breath in and we'll do the other side. So let's step back with the right leg. Again, hips are facing the short end of the mat. We'll inhale the arms up over the head. And as you exhale, bend the front leg, stacking the knee over the ankle. Think about pressing back with your left hip and forward with your right. Again, paying attention to your shoulders. If the arms over the head doesn't feel good, coming out to cactus or hands at the heart, really listening to those shoulders. Adding a gentle arch. Rooting through the feet, lengthening through the spine. And with your next inhale, let's straighten that front leg. Exhale, floating the hands down, interlacing the hands behind the back, or again, using the strap. We're going to roll those shoulders back, lifting the heart, really opening. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, folding over. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding. This time, hold and breathe. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Left hip presses back. Letting the ribs come toward the thighs as that feels okay, and gently softening through the back of the neck. And we'll float the hands down. Again, bending that front leg, you can bring the hands on blocks if that feels more accessible for you as well. We're going to shift the weight forward and lift the right leg behind us. You can come up onto fingertips if that feels okay, finding a focus spot for your gaze. And then if you feel steady enough, you can work on bringing those arms out to the side. Using the focus spot, the drishti, to help you engage both sides of the brain, finding that balance. You might notice one side is more sturdy than the other today, or most days. And then we'll flip the hand down, lower the leg, soften through the low back and the hamstrings. Soften the back of the neck. And then let's gently roll the spine up and bring the shoulders back and down. Then we'll turn to face the long end of the mat. Bring our legs nice and wide, just as far again as feels comfortable for you. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders back and down. Let's inhale the arms up over the head. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us. Nice flat back, floating the hands down onto the mat or blocks. Soften your knees. Think about pressing into the feet and gently lifting up through the sitting bones, making sure we're not locking the knees. Chin is gently away from the chest as we lengthen the spine. Let's walk the hands over toward the right leg. You can have the hands on the floor, block, or leg, turning the torso to face the spine as you lengthen down over the leg. Walking back to the center and across to the left. Turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthen down over the left leg, pressing into the foot as the left hip reaches up toward the sky. And then coming back to the center, pressing out through both hips. Let's walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. We'll lower the hips into Malasana squat. You can stay here with the torso or the hips a little higher, working on strengthening. You could place a block between the heels and the center, work on lowering to that, or lowering the hips by the heels. You can also come all the way to the floor, walking the feet a little further apart and working on opening the hips here. So finding that position that feels comfortable and steady for you in this moment. Lengthening the spine, tailbone reaches down. Gently pressing the elbows or upper arms into the thighs or knees, helping to create a little more space. And then we'll gently lower the rest of the way down, bring the soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. Take hold at the ankles or toes, lifting the spine tall, shoulders back and down. Lengthening the torso out over the legs by tilting the pelvis forward. Softening through the inner groin muscles, softening through the outer hips. Lengthening through the back of the neck. And with the spine up tall, or lengthen the spine up tall, we'll bring the knees together, gently hugging them in, rounding. And then we'll come back to a cross-legged position. Extending the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head. As you exhale, let's drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Breathing into the left side of the neck. Gently letting go. With your next inhaling breath, lift the spine up tall. And as you exhale, drop the left ear over the left shoulder tucks back and down. Breathing into the right side of the neck. With your next inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, turn your chin over your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, your chin over your left shoulder. Inhale, center. And let the breath go. Let's bend the knees and come to the center of the mat. We'll round the spine, gently rolling back using those belly muscles. Lengthening the spine out. We'll lift the feet up toward the sky. You can rock your hands underneath the hips, or if you have a block, you can slip that under the hips. Lengthening through the neck, ankles and knees are soft as you breathe into the belly. And we'll bend the knees, rocking the hands or block out from under the hips. Hugging the knees in or making small circles with the low back. Reversing the circles. And if you'd like one last twist, you can bring the arms out at shoulder height, palms facing down, knees together, gently resting or dropping them to the right, vision to the left. Taking a breath in and out. And inhaling to the center. Exhaling to the left. Vision to the right. Taking a breath in and out. And gently coming back to the center. Lowering the feet down. You can either walk your feet out to the edges, resting the knees together, or go ahead and extend the legs out into Shavasana. And again, you can have a bolster or pillow under your knees for a little extra support as well. So have the arms alongside the body, or excuse me, slightly away from the body, palms turned up, shoulder blades tucked back and down. If the legs are extended, have the feet about hip width apart. Relax the forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. Gently begin to bring the breath, bring your awareness back to the breath. Allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm. Allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Let the breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. And gently bend your knees, roll to your side and rest there for a moment. And gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in and remember to include yourself in this blessing as well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming today and joining me.